Hi, my second grade friends. I miss you guys. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're being good for your parents and being kind to your siblings. So I thought we would bring you a fun science activity that you guys could do at home. So my question for you is, what does the water do to the land? Now, if you look at land over a lot of time, what happens is it changes. So these changes can happen really fast, like with a volcano where it all explodes all at once and suddenly the mountain looks different. But they can also happen really slowly because of rain or water, or because of wind, or because of glaciers moving. So these things are all things that could change the way that the land looks. So what we're going to do is we are going to do an activity that you're going to go outside for. So I'm going to walk you through the whole activity, and I'm going to show you what you need to do. First, you're just going to watch. Then, as we go through, I have a PowerPoint that I'll walk you through, and you'll be able to see it, and that way you'll be able to go through and do what you need to do. So here are my supplies. My supplies that I have, I've got a plastic cup. I have a pan to collect all my mess. I have a straw, but if you have a dropper would work. I just don't have any droppers at home. And then I have some sand that I got a little bit wet because you want it to be able to stick together like a sandcastle. But I also have soil that I just got from my garden, and that works too, or any kind of dirt. You could use any kind of dirt, okay? So the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna take some sand and press it in like you're making a sandcastle, okay? Press it in with your fingers. It's okay, we're doing this outside, so it's okay if we make a mess. Don't do it in the house. Mom and Dad won't be happy, okay? So squish it in, okay? I'm gonna move the stuff that I spilled out of the way. And then slowly, carefully dump it over, kind of tap on it a little bit, and then you get a little sand castle. You could do the same thing with anything. I just happened to do mine with sand, okay? So that's the first thing you're gonna do. Now, if you're a scientist, you would now make observations. You would look at this and you would say, I notice that the sand sticks together, or that there's little pieces, little particles that are together making my little sand castle. So you could say anything you see, anything. Make some observations. Maybe you can draw it on a piece of paper, okay? So once you've done your initial observations, you've been a good scientist, you have written some words, and you've made a drawing. We're going to use your straw or a dropper or anything that you can use. Even if you don't have that, you could just pick up water with your fingers and let it drip. So first, what you could do is if you take your straw and you stick it into the water, okay, and then you plug it up at the top, it's going to keep the water in there, okay? And then you're going to come over here and you're going to drop about 40 drops. It's not easy to make them exact. So just slowly drop some water in, right? We're just going to kind of guess how much water we're dropping, okay? And you're going to do about 40 drops. Once you have dropped about 40 drops on there, you're going to stop, go back to your paper, and make some observations again. Be a good scientist. Notice, did you see anything happen? Is the shape of your sandcastle changing? What is happening? Once you make your observations, you're going to use diagrams or drawings and words, and get your straw again. Or if you don't have a straw, I'll show you another way. You could do it like this. You could just put your fingers in the water, right? You could put your fingers in the water and just let the water drop, right? Just let it kind of rain on your thing. About 40 drops. You want to do enough to where you see some changes happening in your earth mound. Once you do that, you'll have more changes than I do because you're going to drop more drops than I did. Once you do that, go back and make your observations again. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about what happens. Okay? Bye. We're going to walk through it just a little bit different than we did the first time. You've seen what we were going to do, and this way you can go through and you can pause so that you see the things you need and it's in writing for you. I learn lots of different ways, so I need lots of different ways for me to see things. So the first question is, what does water do to the land? And like I said before, sometimes the Earth's surface changes really fast, like with volcanoes where it'll blow the top of the mountain off. Sometimes it changes really slow like this, where the water over millions of years has changed the shape of this land here. So we're going to investigate. So if you go to this page here, you can pause and you can go get the different materials that you need. So go ahead and pause and get your materials. Okay. Now, once you've got all your materials, then we'll go through, and this will take you step by step so you know what to do. You saw me kind of do it, but this way it takes you step by step, and just pause as you go. So here you go. It tells you to fill your plastic container with dirt or sand or soil, whatever earth stuff you have. And you're going to fill it up, fill up the little cup, squish it tight so that you're going to kind of make a sandcastle, and then dump it upside down so that it looks like this in your pan or on your paper plate or whatever you want to use. Now, once you have this here, you're going to take a paper. It does not have to be the paper that looks like this. It could be any kind of a paper. And you're going to do your first set of observations. You're going to do a diagram and use some words because you're almost third graders now. So you're going to do a diagram and use words and make some observations about what you notice about this first mound of sand. Once you've done that, then you're going to use a dropper or a straw or your fingers where you could use the water, and you're going to drop about 40 drops of water on your little sand mound, okay, or your dirt mound. After you've dropped the first 40 drops of water, then you're going to make some observations. Okay, you're going to do words and pictures, words or diagrams. Okay, so then you're going to do it again. Okay, then you're going to use your dropper or your straw or your fingers to drop water, and you're going to drop about 40 more drops of water on your sandcastle, and you're going to make some more observations. Then once you've done that, then you're going to stop. Okay, because we want you to really think about what's going on. What is it that happened to your sand mound? So if you've done some thinking and you think you know what happened, then you can click to the next, or then you can play again. Okay, so do some thinking, pause the video if you need to. Once you have figured out what you think happened, then you're going to go ahead and hit play again. Okay, and so then we're going to go back to the next slide. And what happened, this is what my sand mound ended up looking like. But what happened is the earth moved, okay? So that is called erosion. Erosion is the process where water, wind, or ice, like glaciers, can move sand and small rocks to new places. So when the sand and the small rocks are called sediment, and when that sediment is moved from one place to another, that is called erosion. Okay? So I'm going to do another video for you guys. So do not put all of your supplies away. Put them away so that it's not a mess where mom and dad are going to get upset. Put it away, but keep it somewhere out in the backyard where when your next video comes to you, you guys can just use the same supplies and maybe a few more, and we're going to try to prevent erosion. So let's think about how you would prevent erosion. Okay? I miss you guys, and I will see you next time. Be good for your families. Bye-bye.